Hello everyone, my name is Toka McBaror. Welcome to my channel. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please go right down there, subscribe, click that notification button so you will be notified when we post a video. Alright, today we are discussing something very vital. Set design and art direction. Alright, there's one mistake I made personally, because these are the things you go through if you don't go to a film school. I thought when they say art director or an artistic director, I thought it's that director that directs the actors. So some of us will claim that, okay, I am the artistic director of this project. We did not know that an art director is that guy that sets up the whole look, the whole properties, everything you need on the set, the little things you need to put here and there. Okay, which color are we going to use? So there's a close relationship between the art director and the cinematographer, because we've had issues where a cinematographer wants to put a certain kind of light and the art director has designed his set to have another kind of light. So no matter how beautiful the set is, no matter how beautiful the art director has set up, if you turn off the light, there will be nothing to see. We had that example the last time when we turned off that light and you saw how the whole set just changed. So the art director is very vital to a project. But we're talking this based on startups. And most of you may be wondering, okay, how come I'm able to talk about how to write script, how to go through the whole rudiments of production? It's because I learned production on the road. I learned by making so many mistakes. So if you are on that same page with me, where you don't have the opportunity to pay the huge school fees for film schools, it's an opportunity for you to go through and learn these things yourself, so you can be able to talk the way I'm talking through every single bit of production. Let's start from this one, art direction. You see, an art director is the guy that will tell you that your color palette has to look like this. He's in charge of every single prop, everything you see, everything you are capturing on that screen. That's the person in charge of dressing up, making sure this thing is placed on this spot, making sure we have these boxes right here. So there are so many things, everything that involves the production. Now, some people will tell you I'm a set design person. A set design person can also be called an art director, because you are responsible for creating and recreating anything that has to do with what the camera captures. So one of the first things you must do is to go back to your color palette, look at your color palette. Then you can begin to say, okay, as the art director of this film, I want XYZ color of mug on the table. I want XYZ color of television. Okay, I want XYZ thing to be playing on the television. So those things are very important, and your color palette is what controls this. So don't forget what color paletting is. Don't forget what color paletting is. I will say it a million times, because if you want your film to look good, if you want to be a good art director, you must have a color palette. Now, I say this very carefully because not all of us are opportuned to have open spaces that we want to begin to set up things. We want to set up a sitting room, we want to set up a village, or we will need to build a village. But if you're a filmmaker, one of the biggest strengths, one of the biggest weapons you must have is the ability and willingness to be able to say, okay, I don't have this, I'm going to build it. Because if you want to shoot a film that is set in 1976, you can't just go to any sitting room and just set your camera and film. What that means is that you need to look for those televisions that were in 1976. You need to look for the right props. Now, when I say props, please let's not get confused, because we can't go through everything about production. If you want to be part of the extensive part of this class. There'll be a master class sometime in December or November, I'm not sure, but you'll definitely get the notification. So if you want to film those kind of films, that means you must go back and say, okay, I need a calendar that will be in a house in 1976. I don't have. You need to go and research it. You need to go and design it. It means you need to go and print it. Then you go through the process of aging it, or make it look like what you want it to look like. So that's how vast, that's how deep art direction is, because it is the biggest strength of a filmmaker. You can create any world you want to create. I remember very clearly in 2004, I'm not sure. Well, we wanted to shoot a film. We needed a village. And I didn't want to rush. My previous experience, we'll be filming in somebody's house. They'll come and tell you that it's late, they want to sleep. In a village, you need to leave. So you're not done filming. So I told myself, I said, I will not film in anybody's village. I will have to create a village that I want it to look like anything I want. Create everything I needed, put everything together, and we didn't have the funding. So what we did, we had to look around. We had to look around, look for old, those trees, cut some trees down, begin to build here and there. We were able to put it together after, I think, 3 weeks. So when actors came into the set, we were living in an open village we created. We lived there. We created toilets, we created everything, and to God be the glory, we built it near a river. So it was easy for us to go to the river, get water, get stuff. That way you will survive. And I think that's one of the things that has forged who I've become in the industry. So I am telling you this, you can't be a filmmaker if you're lazy. You can't be a filmmaker if you're not crazy. You can't be a filmmaker if your mind is in a box. To be great, you need to be ready to do something different. I saw a quote one time. The guy said, all the great filmmakers in Asia, they're either doing movies about the past or the future. The young filmmakers are doing movies about today, about the present things. So if you watch a movie like The Great Wall, you will know that China was actually great, or China is still great. So if you watch movies about like Avatar, you will know that there is another world somewhere. Those are great filmmakers that want to push the ball. So if you're out there and you're just starting, like I am just starting too, if you're out there, there is nothing, no excuse that is stopping you from making your first film. Not funding, nothing. I moved 66 people to a jungle with 4,000 naira in my pocket. But we moved because everybody, the whole team was willing to make a film. We told ourselves that we will shoot by all means. That movie didn't go too far. It didn't help some of the people, but it helped me a great deal. It helped forge the whole crew, because most of us are doing relatively well in other things that we're doing today. So I tell you, there's no excuse for failure. If you fail, it's part of the process. You fall, you stand, you start again. You fall, you stand, you start again. It is something that you must make up your mind to do. As we're drawing near to the end of this series, I tell you, go through the first episode, second episode, and go through the whole process that we have advised. Just maybe tomorrow you'll look back and say, thank God I did. My name is Toka McBaror. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please go right down there and subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification button so that you will be notified when we post the next video. I'll see you on the next episode, which is the last one for this series. Thank you.